Baddies, thanks for tuning into the show. This episode is brought to you by Wild Heart Stones. If you need some fossils, gems, and sage, we have a website for you.
That's right. My friend Kyle, she's promised to bring us the best self-collected, self-selected, and treasured gems to you, all at very reasonable prices on her website, wildheartstones.com. Kyle and her father have been digging up these rocks all her life. Her dad was a geology professor back in the day, and they used to go to rock shows. They pretty much know everything that rock.
Nice. You guys could save 15% on all of your purchases. Just use promo code ICBTB at checkout, and a link to the website will be down in the description, or you can find it on our website at icbtb.com.
That's right, guys. You can also find Wild Heart Stones in person. They'll be at the Martinez Makers Market Saturday, August the 21st, and they'll be at Santana Road Makers Market Saturday, September 11th. That'll be in San Jose, California. Thank you guys so much. WildHeartStones.com.
Yeah, check them out.
Thank you, Kyle.
Enjoy the show.
It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad.
SHARMAARKE, when did you drive in? You drove in, what, yesterday, today?
What's it, the Bay Area?
Yeah.
I've been here for a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
oh,
he's been here.
Well, you've been posting a bunch of shit. I thought that was concurrent work.
He drives back and forth.
Oh, no, because I also have work that's out here in the Bay Area.
Oh, so you're doing the weekdays here, weekends in LA, or what?
It's literally just, I'm here the whole time. I'm not going to, I told my agency, don't book me until I fully move out that way, because then it's counterproductive to just be like, I have to come up there on the 12th, drive back on the 13th for another work in the Bay Area, drive back up, like, for what? That's exhausting.
Yeah, it
Gas,
is.
time, energy. So I said, let me just book as much as I can out here, save up that, get everything that I need, and then once I make that trip up to LA, now I'm there.
Yes.
Now we can start everything from that point.
You're keeping up with the contacts and connections you're making here right now, and doing that's awesome. That's
exactly.
Awesome,
So that way, when I do have work coming back out this way,
I
didn't just cut it loose and let it go, because it's
well,
stupid.
I just want to say, I know we had you on fairly recently, what, 4 or 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago?
4 or 5 weeks ago, something like that.
And in that short amount of time, you have completely blown up in popularity, my friend. Like, you are doing so many more things. I think since we last recorded, you had a movie premiere.
Yeah.
You've had 3 or 4 commercial gigs that you did. What else have you been doing? What have you been keeping yourself busy with? You're now transferring to a greater area, a better area. You're doing so much more stuff. Tell the baddies how much you've grown in 6 weeks.
Tell the baddies. I got a spot in LA, got an agency, got a management company. I booked at least, like, I would argue, not a brag, just maybe 10 commercials within this time span.
Wow.
So I make it a point to say every
work.
time I get like maybe 3 or 4, I always push myself to say, let's see if I can get 5, see if I can get 6. So that way I'm like, I know that constant stream of revenue's coming in. So in that off chance where if I feel like, oh, do I have to get a job again? I can say, well, if I'm able to get my bare minimum, everything after that, it's just money in the pocket. So that's only extra. So it's just kind of teaching myself that I have to always work harder and work harder. But and then just had the movie premiere, submitted for a couple of other projects as well. And just keeping the ball rolling. And I networked with a couple of casting directors from LA. So it's like I'm gonna start volunteering with them when I get out that way, to kind of get in their good graces, get to know them a bit more, so that way when there's submissions for like films or TV shows and shit, I'm just like, hey, remember me, guy? Hey, slide my resume. Let me have a conversation.
We know a guy just like that, is what they'll say.
Exactly. I know a guy that's crazy. I'm that guy with a quinkadick. But so that's the game plan, man. But it's just I've just been hustling, man, because I keep telling myself,
man. Yeah, you're doing a great job. I'm thoroughly impressed. I know Christian is as well.
Oh, definitely. I've been impressed since the day that I met you. You know,
shucks.
It's because you're doing the damn thing. Well, yours takes it's a hit or miss. Sometimes
it's an acquired
sometimes impressed.
Taste.
Yeah,
Acquired taste, like a fine wine.
More like bitter coffee, but yeah.
You're like balanced in my book, because there's like I get impressed, and then like
I'm a net zero
disappointment, and you just like you hover around net zero.
See average, baby.
But yeah, in all honesty, you are keeping yourself busy with work, and in comparison to like the averages that I heard about working actors or struggling actors in LA, they'll hit about they'll land 1 in 50 auditions. They'll go to like 49 auditions where you get rejected, and on that 50th one, that's when hey, we'll offer you this role in the commercial, and it looks like you're getting a lot of commercial work.
Yeah, that's the bread and butter. So it's just like, if I'm good at it, I'm gonna keep manipulating, keep exploiting that, because that's gonna pay my bills at the end of the day.
That's the money, man.
Exactly, right? That's the money. So I'm not gonna be stupid and be like, oh, I'm only gonna apply for films. It's like, no, I can do that, but I still need to pay my bills. I still need to be realistic and say, I have a roof that I need to pay for, rent, my little one, X, Y, and Z, whatever I need to take care of. Let's take care of those priorities, and then I can handle all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone, because I'm like, this is still all going towards my goal of acting, but it's also just helping me kind of get my money coming in consistently, so I don't have to always have that, well, what if I don't get rent or X, Y, and Z? It's like, no, I'm fine. I know that's that area that I've worked for 7 years to make it to a point where I'm like, I know I'm going to get a commercial. Yeah. And then acting, it's a game of statistics. It's if you apply, like today, I applied like 30 times for an audition for stuff. Wow. And I got responded back like 3, so then I got booked for 1. It's like if I shoot 100 jump shots, I'm gonna make something. Yeah. Just apply. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. If you have a couple of headshots, you don't look like a fucking psychopath. Just apply for some shit, and somebody's gonna be like, you fit a role somewhere that I like. Boom. And then that role might be $500. And if my rent's $1,600, all I need is 4. I have 30 days to get 4. If you break it down like that, and if I'm applying 30 times a day, and if I'm getting at least 1 response back, I'm gonna book it.
I feel like a lot of people that would be in your position where they are acting and like applying for jobs. I feel like a big hurdle for struggling artists and actors is ego, because like they're not willing to apply 30 times sometimes to get rejected 27 times to, you know.
The ego stops them from being so proactive. I mean, if you get shut down or you get locked down or in a death spiral just for 1 or 2 no's and shit like that. But no, I mean, you've treated it like, I mean, the precedent you've set for yourself to attain and hit every single time is incredibly impressive. I mean, you good on you for that, man.
You get punched enough in the face, it starts to become normal. It doesn't hurt as much, and eventually you learn how to dodge and then throw a punch.
Exactly. I know this is going at first. I was like, where we go with this?
Sorry, I'm like trying to get good at like analogies.
Fire.
And
no, I got you, brother. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's like anything that you do, you're not going to be good at it from the jump. You have to practice. And when you practice, that means you're going to be bad at some point. Practice is what makes you better. So repetition. The same way, you know, you guys, I'm sure didn't just hop on to this. I'm sure you probably were amazing from the jump, but you didn't hop on from exactly.
As soon as we started spitting fire.
He knows what's up. Fire.
One take Timmy every single time.
I'm going to say no, and it took us a few times. Took us a few
genius
times.
over here.
Nope, not at all.
Figuring out like the pattern, what works, right? Consistency.
You want to hear exactly how we started our first episode?
Give it to me, bro.
Welcome, everybody.
Not quite that. Actually, that energy, it was more like this. Welcome, I'm Christian. That's Alejandro, and today we'll be talking about the Karate Kid, not the old Karate Kid.
The Jackie Chan
The
one.
Jackie Chan. Smith Karate
We'll be
Kid.
talking about Cat in the Hat, which made me cry and Christian shit himself. So let's get going.
I'd be like, all right, that's what's up.
Okay.
Now it's so polished with you guys, man. There's like
Thanks,
a whole
man.
thing going on, man. Yeah.
You do it
It is.
enough, and it becomes like second nature. It's almost like, I don't know. I feel like once these lights turn on and these mics turn on, like a different part of myself does. It switches.
Yeah, because you've done it so many times. That's repetition. You've done it so many times. You
My
know
brain
exactly
goes
what
from
you
my
do.
right side of my testicles to the left side of my testicles.
Your brain is in your testicles?
Yeah, isn't everybody's?
I thought every guy's his
Yeah,
brain
I
was in his
misunderstood.
down
I
below,
thought, and then
but-
we keep our semen in our brains, and then that's how it works, right?
We are smart men.
Welcome, baddies.
Yes, welcome to another episode of ICBTB Podcast.
We have a returning guest, a returning champ, 2-time heavyweight, 3-time lightweight, 1-time Miss America pageant, and 3-time Mr. Universe pageant. SHARMAARKE's here with us back again.
Yes, SHARMAARKE Purcell back on the casting couch.
You disrespect me, bro.
I'm so sorry. Honestly, if you did pop up on like a Pornhub video, I'm sure it'd get thousands and thousands of hits.
Sir, I'm just gonna look in the camera and be like, I need to pay these bills.
And that's what's going to get the clicks.
And then never break eye contact with the camera the whole
The
time.
entire time. I wanted to be awkward. I was like, if you're watching this, we're both ashamed of ourselves right now.
I'm not happy. You're not happy.
We're in this together right now, fellas.
Nobody's going to be happy.
Nobody's gonna be happy.
No one's happy, but yet it got 1 million clicks.
I hope so. That'd be awesome.
I feel like if I was on a Pornhub thumbnail, I would not get that many clicks. It'd be like a shy, slightly overweight Asian boy doesn't know what to do in bed with double
Yeah,
D woman.
I think you play yourself too low, bro. Because you got the chest. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
You
Yes.
probably have like it'd probably be something like a pizza guy with his shirt off. You'd have like some apron, or like Honey comes home and you're in the kitchen working. Hey,
Honey
babe.
comes home.
You know, and you're like flipping omelets. And you're like, oh, I just spilled all this Play-Doh on me.
Oh.
You gotta lick it off. She's like, don't mind if I do.
Can you get some of this Alfredo sauce off my body? And then they'll be like, yeah. I think your producer, if you're in a porno, is making a mistake. No offense, making you the thumbnail. They should be focusing more on the woman.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's the mistake number one. Do not focus on me in the
they
thumbnail.
should focus on the women, and then like the real question is how many guys keep watching
Yes.
once they realize you're the
The main focus.
Exactly. Like all of a sudden, it's
Once
like,
I'm the star.
It starts like with her like cooking dinner, and then all of a sudden the camera pans to you, and then just never leaves your eye contact.
You know what I'd actually be?
It's POV from her looking at Christian.
It's all me.
It's all me.
All me all day. That's the name.
And people keep watching.
I can't get people to stop watching it.
No, you know who I would be in a porn video? I wouldn't be either of the people fucking.
Who would you be?
I'd be the person like cooking in the background, like not knowing that two people are fucking.
The random person who's just having conversations. Like, I didn't know what was going on. I was just cooking food for like Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
What's
Let me
going
go
on?
get you that omelet.
Right, as he turns around, and then she's like, "Oh, that's crazy." Hides behind the couch. She's like, "Oh, Jesus
That's
Christ.
me. I'll be
where'd
that
the,
guy.
Where'd the girl go? I'm like, oh, she's got a mouthful. And then you're like, haha.
Aha.
Now, is that something you could throw on a resume if you actually
Yes,
did not?
100%.
Yes.
Yeah, because
100%.
if you didn't like have sex, if you
A
didn't like
credit's
show
a
your
credit's
penis,
a credit. Even if you did show your penis, that's a credit still.
would it be harder to get work if you were in porn?
No,
Depends on what- I
wasn't,
mean,
Like commercial work.
You're not
let's
going to
say.
be getting
Who's-
Christian stuff.
Who was Rocky Balboa?
Sylvester
Sylvester
Stallone.
Stallone. He did
soft porn.
That's
Whoa.
right. A lot of
He did
famous people
porn,
do.
bro.
But that's
Hulk
softcore.
Hogan.
Oh no, he was fucking.
Yeah, he put his penis
He
inside
put
that
his
woman.
penis in people,
And now he's a shark.
I mean, but
saw
you
it.
don't see the train going the tunnel, right?
Choo choo, sir. I mean, I don't know what it looks like back then. It sounds detailed, but
Choo-choo, sir.
this is hey.
The video's really grainy. The transitions are
By
bad.
choo-choo, sir, he means he went down on this girl with a huge muff. That's what he meant.
what's
He's
up.
choo-chooing away on the carpet.
Chewing
What's up?
away is what it is.
Only you can make that disgusting. Bro. And now I immediately regret that joke.
You know
No,
what?
this is all disgusting. Let's be real.
Right.
A lot of people that listen. What are you doing with your feet? Get
sorry.
it out of my shot, you fool! Do not disgrace my angle with your fucking toes,
That man lived
dude.
his life, man.
I didn't think it would be in camera.
Oh man, we've gotten a lot of feedback from listeners about your episode, and they loved it. But they also said, like, Christian, you said that stuff. Does your mom listen to this podcast?
Yeah, your episode was egregious.
We were all caught off guard. That's why I pivoted for me, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute," because I've never heard you talk like this. We're not
neither.
letting this get away. Let's go deeper. And he was like, "Yeah, get the towel." I was like, "What is happening?"
Get the towel and the Beethoven playing, please.
It's like a cleanup. It's a mess everywhere. I was
So
like,
I never
"Jesus."
squeezed a 20, and you just have to clean up all of that comes out.
Yo, bro, these are fire. Got to leave the door open. I was like, "Yo, my man just gave me the breakdown right
I
now."
make my girlfriend's dad watch.
You've never gone to the extent of parents' house, door open.
Whoa.
That's probably
savage?
the
That's
most.
insane
God,
power move.
no,
That's the
bro.
most insane power
What are
move.
you, Thanos, man?
Yeah,
You're
bro.
sitting there with a god like, I control destiny.
Hey, Mr. Ramirez, nice to
Oh
meet
my
you.
God. If
Oh,
you,
Mrs. Ramirez, now I see where she gets her good looks from.
if you
Thank you,
did
welcome.
that, you're a god. You're a god.
Not that I've ever. I mean, with the door
Way too sad.
cracked open, I've had to do it.
I give them a sliver of it.
Sliver, so a little bit of the smell comes in. So he walked by, you're like, something was going on. in
Like the
there.
dad's walking by, he's like, is somebody farting up here? And then he goes in there, he's like, oh my God.
Who's doing massive push-ups? It's so warm.
Hey, honey, are you
in
cooking
this room.
fish?
Oh, is that a cherry blossom tree?
Is that a cherry blossom tree?
I can't listen to that new Bruno Mars song, Leave the Door Open, the same anymore after that conversation we had.
I just can't wait to hear what you're going to reveal in this episode.
I don't know. We'll naturally
You
get
got to
there.
top it.
Shamarky has like this way of like when you talk
He's
to
got this
people,
way about him.
you have this way about like getting the deepest, darkest secrets out of us, and I don't get it.
To be real, I was gonna be like, we'll get something out today.
Yeah.
We'll get something out today. I was smiling. I was like, I want to pivot back to you at some point.
whoa,
We're
whoa.
gonna have a convo, bro.
But you, as much as you can do that to us, it's kind of hard to get some details out of you.
Is it? I feel like I was pretty straightforward last time. I talked about my Papa Bear.
Yeah.
I talked about my little one. I talked
Yeah.
about the struggles of the streets of Valley Joe. You know, it's all right.
No, that stuff that's fine, but like deep, dark, dirty towel stuff like me.
Oh, towel. Oh, yeah, bro. No.
Towel stuff, man. Yeah,
Towel
yeah. I
talk.
mean, the towel stuff's pretty deep and dark and dirty, buddy.
yeah,
Towel talk.
Yeah.
yeah, and
The only time I was more surprised was last week with Justin Garcia when you blew my mind with that story on Highly Irrelevant.
yeah. So, what did I? Long story short, I thought I had an STD as a kid, and like it was a case of dry balls. That's all.
I was like, you was out here knocking them down bro, as a kid? God
No, not at all.
Jesus, bro.
Knocking them down because I'm walking in these elementary school hallways and I was huge as hell.
You actually walk down like with your arms out. Right?
That's what we were talking about last time.
That's called a reference.
Every single time you post a story on Instagram, you're getting buffer and buffer, man.
I hope so.
Yeah, man.
Because my plan is to eventually, I don't even want to walk anymore. I just want to just be a rolling ball of mass, bro. Just pure size.
You should stop working out then and start eating.
I'm doing it backwards. He's right.
That's right.
I wish hot dogs.
I wish the secret to getting buff was posting on Instagram.
Well, there's, I'm sure.
If your filter game's strong, I bet you it is.
Oh, I have no game.
Okay, like in all honesty, I think that in social media there is a way to capitalize on self-growth through that validation. You know, it could be unhealthy how much you get validation from like posting like good-looking pics and videos on social media, as long as it's still for yourself. But it could provide as incentive getting all of that like nice feedback that you get in the comments or in like, you know, your DMs to just keep going at it, you know?
Yeah.
And I think the best idea is if you use that as a way to create a source of revenue. Like, one of the people I watch and I study with how they go about working their social media is The Rock, or Dwayne Johnson. He has a very particular way of how he does it, bro. And I thought it was just like bullshit at first. I mean, he's just posting stuff like, "Hey guys, go work out. Me, I'm The Rock, eating food." I was like, who is this guy? But it's like systematic. If you watch it, like he'll do a workout, he'll give some like positive posts, he'll talk about what he's doing with his business, and then he'll just give you all this inspirational stuff, and it gives you this sense of like growth, like, oh, I'm working alongside him. Oh, I can do it too. Aspiration or inspiration. And then he gets so many different companies who are always just trying to sponsor him and work with him and stuff like that. And I started to utilize that and learn from that. And so it's just like when you post it, I'm putting you on game right now. When you post up some of these clips, like, oh yeah, I'm on the set. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hey guys, stay positive. Whoop, whoop. Just stuff, man. I'm posting up. I'm doing videos. Hey guys, stay positive. Keep working at it. This, that, and the third. I'll keep it real with you. I don't like talking. I am not an impressionable person. I'm not a conversationalist. I'm doing it now because I'm comfortable and I like you guys, but I don't know people on social media. So this is an awkward thing. Oh no, that wasn't good. That's good. Let me do it again. Hey guys, let's get that's
Do you go through that?
Yes.
You go through that like, let me try that again.
Bro. Yeah,
wow.
yes. And you have to like create this image of like the growth. You have to show this side that is perfect to these individuals. You can't show too much of the flaw. You can't show too much of the perfection, because then it's not realistic. It's not believable. No one's gonna be like, guys, his fucking life's amazing all the fucking time. I'm not like that. But you can't be like, hey guys, life sucks. This guy's a fucking crazy guy. I don't want to see him all the time. So it's like a steady a mix of those two. And just watch Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, bro. He does it perfectly. So I kind of like emulate that, and I get a lot of response, bro. When people are like, yo, bro, you inspire me. Like my DMs like popping with stuff like that, and it's a genuine feel of like, yeah, I actually do feel that way. But like the curation of how I put it up, it's an art form, and I had to study that shit. As crazy as it sounds, to post at a certain time, or like the
science behind
like the algorithm stuff. There's a science behind how you post, what to post, when to post. And then
how to post it,
how to post it, like the correct hashtags, exactly, all that stuff. There's a certain way of going about it. Then when you get that, you can start to see like the numbers go up. Like I look at my analytics, and I'm gaining like maybe like a couple like 20 followers, like maybe every other 2-3 days. I'm like, okay, so there's something going on here. And then it's just like, all right, and you just kind of figure it out, and you play with it, and then you want to copy the cats who are obviously doing it, and you're like, all right, so what are you doing? Let me do the same thing and see what kind of results I can get, and then it's just trial and error.
And on top of the whole statistic algorithm science that there is to social media, what you're doing, just like The Rock, is creating a sense of community. Sometimes people on their journey from like getting out of their deepest, lowest crevices,
getting out from under the rock.
When during that journey, it could feel very lonely, right? It could, and so you posting that creates this sense of like, oh, I'm not alone. Like you got, it's the same reason why it's hard for me to like work out by myself as opposed to like in a class or at a gym, right? Because you see people grinding and like working toward the same goal like you, and that pushes you even further.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Team mentality.
And so I'm glad that you're using social media as a healthy tool for others to create that sense of community. Because like all the time, I mean, and we see it with like, and all power to those IG models that like want to feel themselves and show off their booties and whatnot. But if that's all you got, and like the numbers are working for you, it's very one-sided to me.
I like that one side. I don't think it's the only side. I
That
agree.
specific
But
side.
that side has a good use. And you know what? If there's any IG models listening, send your stuff my way.
Not anymore.
Well, no, don't send your stuff my way. No, let's not ruin anything that's good here.
Touche.
I love the fact that you can come onto the show and be so open and be real with us.
Yeah.
I was wondering if I have like a small personality test that I like to give new friends and people that I meet. Would you be interested in doing something like that? Christian, I don't know if I've ever done it to
You've
you.
done it to me.
I have.
Come on. You've done it to me multiple times.
Okay, well, you know what?
Oh God, I'm in the inner circle. I'm so excited.
Yeah, here you go, man.
Number one, how big is your... No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna be like, I can show you right now.
No, so here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. I'm going to ask you to describe a couple of things, and it may not make sense to you in the moment, but then I'm going to go back later on and explain it to you as best I can. And if I'm right, if I'm hitting things on the nose, tell me. If I'm completely way off base, tell me. Again, it's my interpretation, so take it with a grain of salt.
Okay.
So first thing that I want you to imagine is just an empty warehouse. Okay. And inside that warehouse, if you could please just imagine a box, and I need you to know, how big the box is, what is it made out of, where is it in the warehouse, tell me about your box.
It's a small cardboard box.
Okay.
Duct tape on the side, and it's in the center of this warehouse with light coming in on the sides.
Interesting.
And it's a pretty spacious warehouse.
It's a big warehouse, small box, lights on it, like stage lighting on it.
Not stage lighting, like natural lighting, as if it's just like early morning, and those like
it's coming through the window.
Right, and you can see like the streaks of
the dust,
like dust, right? Yes, like one of those, like it's an early like TV show or something like that, right?
Yeah,
like one of those things.
Cardboard with tape on it. This is going to sound like a weird question, but are you facing one of the flat ends of it? Are you facing a corner?
I'm looking at a corner.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Next thing I would like you to imagine is a ladder. Okay. And I want you to know again where the ladder is, how big the ladder is, what's it made out of, where is it in relationship to the box, where is it in the warehouse, things like that. So tell me about your ladder.
Okay. So I just popped the ladder in my head. It's literally just the box. Ladder's just open right over the box.
Excellent.
And it's just a regular like Home Depot metal ladder, and it's got like the little orange rungs.
Perfect.
Yeah. The orange
tall,
seat.
8 feet tall, 20 feet tall, 100 feet tall.
Looks like I want to say like an average.
A normal
like
ladder.
a normal ladder size. What, 10 feet, 12 feet
Perfect.
maybe?
Perfect.
Sure.
Yeah. Two more.
Okay.
I want you to imagine a flower or flowers, right? So I don't want to like make you think one way or another, but imagine that there's flowers around, and again, where they are in the warehouse, how many they are, what type they are, if you know, what color the flowers are or flower. Tell me about your flowers.
Okay. It's just a ring around all of them, and they rotate between red, pink, white, and yellow.
Red, pink, white, and yellow. Do you know a number, or is it just a good solid?
It's a good symmetry where it's just a nice solid circle
of colors, and it's changing, and that's around the box and the ladder in the center of the warehouse.
they're in the center of the warehouse, and the roses are around those.
Cool.
Yeah,
roses. They're roses.
They're roses.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Last one. Okay, I want you to imagine a horse.
Okay.
And the thing about this horse is, again, what color is the horse? What does it look like? And horses have personalities, so give this horse a personality of what you imagine it would be like to know this horse and be with this horse. So tell me about your horse, sir.
Yeah, it's like a Mustang. It's a black Mustang.
Okay.
And it's just kind of like trotting, I guess, around the roses. And then it just it's just neighing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting.
I want to hear this now. I'm really juiced for what's going on right now.
And I'm going to explain. I'll also tell you what my answers were. And I don't know if you remember what your first answers were when I first did this to you.
I forget. It's been like 2 years.
It's been a long time. But I'll use mine as a little bit of a barometer. I do have one optional question, and that has to do with a storm. So outside the warehouse, there's a storm brewing. Would you mind telling me about that storm and what it looks like and how it is?
Well, there wasn't a storm until you said it. It was initially just sunlight. Do I have to think of a storm?
I would like you. Yes. But that is telling as well.
Okay. Well, then now if I have to think of a storm, the degree of the storm, does it matter?
It's whatever you see it as is what I'd like to know.
Okay. Copy. It's just raining. Just it's like I would say it's sunny, but it's like that warm rain that comes down just after, a storm.
Bearable rain. Maybe a rainbow.
Right. Kind of like one of those.
I got you.
Yeah. But it's enough blue.
You're beautiful.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Again, here's my interpretation of those things. So first and foremost, the box is a representation of how we ourselves see us. Yeah. And so you saw the box as a small cardboard box with tape on it, almost as if, you see yourself as a very usable, a very active thing that's been used and maybe dropped a couple times, but it's been repaired and it's right there. You said it's right in the center. It's got natural light shining on it. You have this almost, in my mind, like a godly divine right given to you that's shining down on you, right? That's what I see with the box. The other thing I asked you about was the flat side or the corner. I've been told that people who see the flat side of the box are more analytical and more logical with their answers, and people who see corners tend to be more creative, and that makes plenty of sense when it comes to you. The next thing I asked you to imagine was a ladder. The ladder represents how you see your dreams and aspirations. So you see your dreams and aspirations as a very viable, reasonable, understandable ladder that we've all seen, that we all know. And not only that, it's right above you. Your aspirations and your dreams are right there, right in line with where you are. And just like I said earlier, they're also going to be basked in that light for you. A lot of people see the ladders up against the wall. I saw my ladder, which was a really tall ladder, was a few feet behind my box, and was a ladder that I had used when I was in lighting, and I did lighting stuff like that. The next thing I asked you was flowers, right? And you mentioned roses. My flowers also roses, except I have maybe about 3 or 4 of them in a vase on top of the box. The flowers represent how you see your friendships and how you regard your friends. So you have a solid group of friends that are around you. They're all different. You said they're 3 different colors, right? They're pink, they're white, they're red. They're changing colors, but it's not just one rose, one rose, one rose. It's a thick ring all the way around you and what you believe in, and your friends are there to protect you and love you in those ways. The colors probably mean quite a bit too, but I'm not a colorist. So you know how it goes. Yeah. And then last but not least was, I'll say that one. The storm was really interesting because the storm is an optional one. I always ask people that one. That's how you see yourself handling like a problem.
Adversity.
Exactly. So you didn't even imagine a storm. It was in fact even hard for you to imagine a storm. And then the one that you did imagine still had rainbows and was very light and bearable and was even warm rain. So you must handle things in complete stride, my friend. I think that's incredibly great for you to know. And then the last thing was the horse. Do you know what the horse meant?
I'm assuming, let me try to interpret it. So the horse, is that my perseverance?
The horse represents your ideal mate. The horse represents somebody who you would love to finally see yourself with. You mentioned a specific one, a Mustang, a black Mustang that is around the friends. It's trotting like it's proud to be there. It's not, eating the flowers or anything. Everything's working in symbiosis inside this warehouse for you. So everything is intended to kind of grow and feed and make you a bigger, better, wholer person.
My horse is a small 4'11" Asian horse named Melissa, and it's crazy how accurate it was.
Did you just call Melissa a horse? My horse is Zorro's horse, not like his black horse, but like a horse dressed like Zorro with a hat and a fake mustache.
You want to be
and
with
like a sword?
You want to be with Antonio Banderas?
Does it have a cape?
Yeah, of course. I want to be with a person who has a good sense of humor and can like take a joke
That's
and
what
shit
that
like
means.
that. Yeah. That's how I interpreted it.
The Spanish guitar in the background as he trots.
But how'd I do? You think was I pretty close to some of these things?
I think a lot of the things that you said when you were saying it, I don't know if you clearly you looking at me. I was smiling because I was thinking in my head on how accurate you were, and I was like, okay, yeah,
I kind of got it.
Kind of spot on.
I kind of got it right on. Yeah. I've been getting better at that. Christian's seen me do this trick.
And it works. It works a lot. It's. I don't know how much it really does line up. If like how much is coincidence and like how much is subconscious and like how good of like this what do you call it? This I wouldn't call it a trick. This kind of like what do you call this?
I call it a personality quiz, but it's
like,
more of like
this quiz is. But it's kind of like it's like similar to like horoscopes to me. Are you big into horoscopes?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit?
I'm not gonna say yeah, I am.
Okay. Okay, to like what extent? Like because like I've seen horoscopes work because like some of the things they say about me are so broad that like of course I fit in that category. But sometimes it's just so not coincidental, but so accurate where I'm just like, damn. Like, that actually really got me.
It's not like the thing where I'm like, oh, your rising moon is Venus and your descending Jupiter is Saturn plus. I'm like, no, it's not all that crap. And I don't read it every morning, this stuff. It's just, I like to just kind of look at the basis like, okay, here's my personality. Is it accurate? Yeah, more or less. And who are the people that I normally get along with and what's their sign? Okay, that's pretty accurate. And then I kind of just go with that in mind. Like, hey, what's your sign? The third. And then I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense because you do this and the third. And I'm like, I do this and the third, and I fit under the bull or in Taurus. Yeah, right. And so for me, I'm kind of like, okay, I take it in that very general, very broad, basic standard.
Yeah.
But I don't read into it other than that because I just think like that's pretty cool.
That's it.
Yeah,
Like the surface level.
That's surface level, you know, just like
Because
it's fun.
enough.
Yeah, good enough. It's pretty fun.
I do think it becomes, it can be fun. I like that.
It's fun.
I like when it does just kind of fit and it does work and it kind of provides some like clarity for some things.
Reinforcement, like, oh, okay, cool.
But I do.
That's why I like that.
Yeah.
I think I dislike it when it limits some people's abilities to like, oh, I don't want to like interact with this person because they're this and that. You know,
right.
or like I wouldn't date this person because he or she is a Cancer,
Right.
so on and so forth. Because I think we're such complex humans that I don't want to fit myself into this box that I was given just because my mom pushed me out at a certain time and day.
And I think it comes back to just like the type of person people are, right? It goes back to just like, hey, you know, if you have that perspective where you're able to just see things from a different vantage point and understand not everything is so literal and you can kind of just, you know, be a bit more flexible and not take everything so verbatim, so exact, there's room for flexibility. So I think that just kind of gives people who are real rigid or who just kind of like take things for exactly what they are for face value, that just gives them more reinforcement. But if you're the kind of person where you can kind of look at things from different perspectives and say, okay, well, it doesn't have to always be like this. It could be like this. You just see it for what it is. It's just fun.
Yes.
It's just something you can read. It's just something to pass the time. It's just something that's interesting. But that doesn't mean just because it's there, it has to be truth. It has to be confirmed.
It's not religion.
Verbatim. Yeah,
it's not law.
Yeah, like relax.
But I do like the entertainment value of what it is. If it could provide, like
fun.
any fun for people. If they're confused about why something happened or why they are the way that they are, then that's cool. But once it does cross a certain line, and I feel the same way about like religion. If religion gives you this space where you can feel hope, where you can adopt positive ideologies, then that's cool. But like religion in the past historically has caused a lot of war.
Are we going to talk about this?
We talked about religion before, and I'm pretty open about it.
Okay.
So I mean, and if you're pretty open about like
we can talk
entering
about
that territory,
everything.
I'm down.
That sounds like something I would say, Christian. The fact that you're going down this way is incredibly shocking to me, just because this seems like a road that I would.
Well,
would
the
have
way I'm
taken.
entering this territory is not necessarily as aggressive as he would like say it. You would just say something like very, very hot, like immediately. Me, like this is like I'm being an open book about it.
We're dipping our toes in it. Let's dip our toes in it.
Yeah.
I'm very anti-religion. But my girlfriend, she is very, very religious.
Yeah.
But and out of respect to her, I'm like, I always try to keep an open mind.
Yeah.
In regards to, okay, I can respect your perspective, your decisions, X, Y, and Z, this and the third. What I appreciate about her is the fact that she doesn't use religion as a basis as to why she does everything she does. It's not one of those like, oh yeah, it dictates everything that I do. It's so verbatim, it's so exact. You have to follow it to a T. I'm like, the way anything is in this world is you should question it. You don't just blindly follow anything. I was like, it's good to question a lot of stuff. I was like, because not too long ago, you know, hypothetically, you know, African Americans weren't even considered human beings, right? They were 1/3 of a person. I was like, we questioned that.
They were 3/5 of a person.
3/5, excuse me. Yeah, right? Give me a little more credit.
You don't have to be an asshole about it.
That's more than 1/3. 3/5 is way more than 1/3.
No. For myself. I think, sorry,
Well,
bro.
no, just like your body language was like so interesting. Actually,
Yeah, but it's just like we have to question things, right? Human
I
beings.
was on the
it's
right
good.
side of that one.
Right, yeah,
I know. Okay.
Yeah, but it's good to always question stuff. So just
Yes.
with that being said, it's just I always had an issue with religion because going back to your point, I'm like historically, religion was a cause for a lot of stuff that fucked up a lot of stuff, and it was used as a way to control a lot of individuals by the ruling class of people at that time, whether whoever conquered X, Y, and Z, this and the third, and they used religion as a tool to get that point across. And I never really appreciated or liked that perspective because I'm like, religion was created by man. Man is very flawed. Man has agendas. And I just can't believe the words of a person to say, hey, take my word for it.
Yeah.
Like, but you're just like me. And I lie. why the fuck wouldn't you lie? And then
Right.
hey, just take my word for it, man. It's like, you know, that's kind
I
of
heard
weird.
the story from a guy who heard the story from a guy who heard the story from a guy who was maybe there.
I heard the story from a collection of books that burned down, and like so they took all the pages and put it together and
The
glued
book
it
of
and
Mary
like, rewrote it.
Magdalene, verse point in blank, right? Like the Catholic Church, they took out that entire excerpt of Mary Magdalene because it didn't fit with the male perspective that they were going for, and because they were just like, we don't like the fact that Mary Magdalene was a whore and this, that, and the third.
They
so
had a whole
took-
boardroom vote on what books got into the Catholic Bible
right?
and what
Like,
books didn't.
Doesn't that sound weird? I'm like, how is this? How are you able to determine what is accurate or not if this is all supposed to be accurate from X, Y, and Z, from this all-knowing source?
Yeah.
Who are we then to exert specific information as if we have a say in that? I'm like, if this is the fact, you can't refute a fact. If the sky is blue, I can't argue it like, are you sure? It's probably purple. You know, then we just write it in the book as purple, even though it's blue. I'm like, if this is fact, it's fact. How are we then altering facts? Which makes me go, then it's not a fact. It's an opinion. Then and opinions can change. I can have an opinion right now about something, and it can change very quickly tomorrow. So I'm like, so then how am I supposed to then take this for face value when there are so many things, especially the fact that there are so many different versions coming out and they're always altering words? I'm like, that in and of itself
Already,
is
within
already
religion.
goofy, right?
It's crazy how religion is supposed to bring communities together, yet at the same time, ironically, it is the most divisive thing that has ever existed.
And I think it comes back to the idea of people just being dumb. People take religion verbatim exact, as opposed to, I just see it as like, hey, if you're a piece of shit, this is a general rule or like a general way of looking at things on how not to be a piece of shit. Don't kill each other. That's fair.
For sure.
Don't steal from people. Sure. You know what I'm saying? Deal with your problems in a more proactive way. It's just basic ways on how we can work with one another. I'm like, the stories I see it are like bedtime stories, right? Like there's a hidden agenda. There's a message that you can learn from when you get older and say, okay, well, the theme of this message was, let's say, don't beat up your brother and talk through your problems, right? That's how I used to interpret the scriptures in the Bible, as opposed to verbatim. Oh, then the dragon came out the ground and ate people, and the whale ate the guy. I'm like,
Man. I'm all about the verbatim part of the Bible.
all about it. I'm
I
like,
want the
where's
brimstone
show me
coming
this
down.
whale.
Let me see the Red Sea part,
Right?
motherfuckers.
I want to see that.
Yes,
Mother.
sir.
Let me see
Yeah,
that
yeah.
trick. That's
Verbatim, the
I
Bible
want it
is
word
all
for
just
word.
like heavy metal music videos.
Oh, it is the most
absolutely.
metal. And then that slutty bitch took a bite of the apple.
Oh my God. That got
I wouldn't say like
They
that.
got
Oh,
aggressive. They got aggressive.
My mistake.
But like I said, to bring it back, religion, it's up to you what ideologies and morals you want to like bring back, what you want to adopt from there.
I love this. The only reason why I'm not talking is because you guys are both saying the things that like I have nothing to add. You guys are doing great. Keep going.
This is just what it is. I grew up Catholic, and Catholicism is like the most rigid. Don't say sorry. You grew up Catholic too. We went to the same church.
I didn't get picked by the priest, so that's why I left.
Me next.
Me next.
I thought I was a pretty boy.
I'm gonna go where my service is gonna be wanted.
My mother says I have the cutest butt.
I went to confession 7 days a week. Nothing happened to that box.
It's been 6 hours since my last confession.
Alex, go home.
Oh, Father Michael, I didn't realize it was
Stop.
you
Okay.
again.
This is getting dangerous.
Sorry, is this not the improv scene?
But Catholicism, it's pretty rigid. It's like, and I didn't learn that, and especially being like a man of science, because I did study biochemistry, and like I did question at an early age. Naturally, like, whoa, but if you're telling me, how come two men can't be together? How come two men can't love each other and get married? Like, that's
It's
not
too cool, bro. That's what the nuns would do, right? Then they'd whip off like their hat, and then they'd be like, "Back in the action, back in the action." And every nun was Whoopi Goldberg.
Yo,
One of them was Minerva McGonagall.
starts from doing the Running Man on stage. Yeah.
Honestly, Sister Act 2, great soundtrack.
Back in the Habit is
Slaps.
that should be our next movie. Honestly,
I would love to do that.
I love that movie. Look, you're right though. I find what's really most interesting about how the Catholic Church is not just super rigid, but the rules are almost like, and this is true in almost any religion, the rules are like so rigid, except for like, yeah, but kind of no, not right now. Like it's just like, no, you can't just change the rules. Like you're the one saying that these are like written in stone, literally, and now you're like changing these things again.
And that's my issue with it. It's just like religion in and of itself. You can't pick and choose. If you're going to be about it across the board. Which means if there's scriptures saying, like, for example, and I know I'm bashing on Christianity a lot, my bad, but like
we can bash on the other ones too.
Sure, we can all of them. Like
so
if,
the Taurus problem is
like if there's scriptures talking about like hypothetically like, oh yeah, you can't eat pork or you can't do this on Sundays or X, Y, and Z, this and the third. I'm like, I don't want to see another pepperoni pizza. Yeah. I don't want to see mofos doing anything on Sundays. You better be at home praying on your knees. All that.
You can't ride the subway on Sunday.
Exactly. Right. You are not allowed to wear a fur coat on the third Thursday of the black moon. Like, stop it.
It's weird that like God created everything and was just like, you guys can eat everything I put on this planet except for pigs.
Don't touch those pigs.
Don't touch those piggies.
Right? I'm like, that's real specific.
Don't touch the piggies.
So you're saying like either commit to it completely or not?
That's how I see it, at least. Because if you're gonna be a hypocrite,
be a complete one.
Be a complete one. You can't teeter on the side.
Interesting.
You can't teeter on that bridge. I didn't know.
Wait.
If you're going to be on the wrong side of history, be on the whole wrong side of history. Yeah.
I see.
You can't be against slavery, but for polygamy, you got to be against everything.
Exactly. Or like, for example, bro, like you can't, for example, be like, in the Bible,
I hate gays, but I love lesbian porno.
Boom.
Wait.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
I think I got it right there.
Boom.
That's a button if I've ever heard it.
Wait, okay. No, I understand what you guys are saying.
That's a button, baby.
It's just like the irony, bro. It's like the audacity.
I just think
The audacity.
I don't know. I see
Who are you defending right now?
No, I'm not defending anything. Like this is me just questioning.
Yeah.
Ponder.
Like I feel like religion should just be just more open-minded. I think religion should just be more like a buffet. You know, in terms of like you enter this golden corral that is Christianity and you get to pick and choose like, oh, this will make me a better person. This will make me a better. This will make me a shitty person.
Little macaroni,
but that's under the impression that people aren't stupid. People are stupid, which is why we're seeing people who are picking the wrong shit, which is what puts us in this position because we give them too many options, and then when you give people too many options and they don't already have a good sense of self or a good idea, quote unquote, their morality is already fucked up. They're like, well, in this section, I like the part that gays can't get married.
Yeah,
I like the part where blacks or X, Y, and Z or whatever agenda in that excerpt fits your perspective at that moment.
Then you can just run with it, right? Making it work,
and now you can start to twist it to fit your agenda. And I'm like, no.
I'm gonna put meatballs in the taco shells and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Now we're in chaos. Like, now this is goddamn chaos.
Don't put meatballs in
tacos. And they got meatballs. Why can't I put meatballs in my taco shell?
Yeah. So it's just, for me, it's just like, look, if you're gonna be a piece of shit, be a full piece of shit.
Nice.
If you're gonna be a good person, be a good person. But
also
don't.
Nice.
But don't do this thing of like one day you want to be a piece of shit because it fits your agenda, but the next day you can flip it when it fits you. We're not doing that. Either be it or not. I'm gonna be me 24/7.
Yeah.
And if I don't like you, I'm not gonna like you. And if I have a shift of opinion, I'm gonna shift my opinion. And that's gonna be my new opinion. But I'm not gonna be cool in front of you one day and then talk shit when you leave. That's stupid. That's dumb.
I get it.
So it's just, I don't know.
It is super fun talking shit about people behind their back. Nothing better.
He's like, all right, Sharmarke, I got it.
There's nothing better than making fun of somebody as soon as they leave. My favorite joke is as soon as somebody leaves the room, like, man, fuck that guy.
I feel like girls do that all the time. Like,
1,000,000%.
Well, like Jessica will walk out the room and immediately Sarah will be like, oh my God, did you see her left cheek? Way flatter than her right.
Because I think
totally picked her on her shit the whole time.
Society just taught us to deal with stuff better. Guys are like, just punch him in the face.
Yeah.
So,
I see what you're saying though. Like, fuck hypocrites, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's what's wrong with religion is if you look at everything black and white, right?
Well, what's love got to do with it? You know what I mean?
Everything. A lot of the religions have a lot to do with love, but I think we're complex humans with complex thinking. Why should we abide by a set of rules created by man to dictate our everyday life? I like what you said. Question everything.
You should. You have to question everything.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't question anything, you're just following things blindly. And if something doesn't go your way, who do you have to blame? Yourself.
Yeah.
Because you didn't think, well, does that work for me? Does that fit my perspective, my agenda, my X, Y, and Z? We're not monoliths. We all don't represent the exact same thing. We're all individual, complex creatures. Every single one of us is different. I'm completely different from my sister. My sister's completely different from my older sister. We're all individualistic people. There is no way we all share the exact same needs, the exact same desires, the exact same thoughts. We don't. So think about that. If you're so complex, why would you then not have something that reflects that complexity and that works for you, as opposed to just saying, well, I guess religion, depending on how you look at it, could do that. But it's just, it's so just toxic if you aren't complex enough to also understand the pros and the cons of that. If you just follow things blindly,
Yes, there are some blind followers that
follow things
will
blindly.
not question anything.
right? If you don't question things,
Like this is what it tells me. This is
the gospel.
is what the text tells me is good. This is what the text tells me is
right?
bad.
But if you say why,
Then
that opens up a whole new door of
then
questions.
you're damned to hell.
Apparently, right.
I definitely crossed the line once religion becomes like a weapon, you know, and which is
Sir,
what it always was.
Every time a
in
new
the-
politician comes, bro, well, in the name of God. I'm like, no. I don't think God wants to ban the Mexicans from coming to America.
Yeah,
But
yes.
continue on with what you're saying, sir.
Maybe
Continue.
your God doesn't.
Yeah, maybe. America loves it, but the American
My
God
God,
does.
Uncle Sam don't want none of them in here.
none of y'all
Not
here.
my
Build
God.
the wall and get the fuck out.
That's your God, not my God.
I like
my
how we
president.
and I like how we all know exactly
We know
who that person
exactly
is.
what time.
That exact person. When I
Henry
know
Ford.
Exactly. the fucking Yosemite Sam mustache and shit, bro. Jesus Christ, yo.
Do you believe in now? This is slightly related, but like could be a pivot in destiny, or like that you could change your course at any given moment.
I had this conversation with a homie. I don't believe in any of that.
Yeah,
I think we are here by random.
Yeah.
And what we do with our time is completely what we do with our time.
Yes.
And once it's over, it's over.
How do you feel about free will?
I'm not. I'm gonna fight this guy. We've
I
had
don't-
debates.
I don't know, because I feel like free will is, in the sense of like, did God create free will?
No, not with minus the religious attachment to it, but the fact that we.
Do you believe that, like, as humans, we have the opportunity to make decisions on our own, or do you think it's been predestined by either, you know, our brain making the decision before we are, or God making the decision for us and fate?
I think because I don't believe in God, I think it's a lot of nature and nurture. I think a lot of the things that I see and that I do, I think a lot of things that I see and that I do are based and learned things from the things that I've been around and
Yeah.
the people that I've seen who I valued their opinion or I valued something. And I'm like, oh, I like that. I want to interpret that into me. And it created me to have the person I am.
Yeah.
Unless I was in an island where I had no influences.
Yeah.
Then I can be as true as whoever it is that I wanted to be because there was no influences to help mold my thought process. But I've had a mom, I've had sisters, I've had friends, I've had society, I've had television showing me, telling me all these things to then give me this idea of who I am. And then when I have the ability to think outside of that, I already have all these layers of jam-packed into this container. So half of it's already been filled. And now the other half, I have the ability to think now and say, okay, now I have a bit more of a thought process to think about myself. But I can't just erase all of that history of what created me.
Oh, of course.
So it's just a mixture of who I think I am
Yeah.
as opposed to who I've been taught to be.
Now to revert back to you, that's still free will with the sprinkle of your subconscious and how your brain works, dude.
I think kind of. We think it might be free will, but it could just be all these trained ideas of what I think I might be
Let
doing
me give
because
you
I've
a.
been taught.
Can I give you a scenario?
Without saying anything,
It's like the Matrix.
Yeah.
You go. Let's say you go home. You don't drink soda, huh?
No.
What are your two of your favorite beverages?
Water and water. Sparkly water and
Got
water.
him. Got him.
Okay, what are two of your favorite foods? You like Chipotle and
McDonald's.
fuck, dude. This is hard
Just
because
pick
you
anything, pick anything. It doesn't
no.
matter.
This is not gonna work now.
Okay,
because
Fritos or Doritos?
Oh, trash. Fritos. What? Yuck.
No,
Doritos,
this
bruh.
is a poor
Okay,
example.
Okay, if I had to get food, then, bro, because I have like a little packet of rice. I eat rice, brown rice or fucking
Jasmine rice.
jasmine rice. Sure, brown rice or jasmine.
Well,
rice. There you go.
even then, that's going to create. Okay, what I'm trying to. The example I'm trying to set up for you is you open a fridge, and let's say you did drink soda. Let's say
Excuse me.
the sodas are basically identical, except they're different brands.
Coke and Pepsi.
What in your brain makes you choose one over the other, even though you generally like both the same? What if there are two Diet Coke cans, and let's say you drink Diet Coke, and they're right next to each other in the fridge, one on the left, one on the right? What makes you choose the left one over the right one, or vice versa?
And they're both the exact
the
same.
exact same.
Wait, they're both Diet Cokes?
Let's say they're both Diet Cokes.
That's just a matter of like what hand is dominance. I think it has to be a
Chance.
It has to be a matter of like Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi.
Yeah.
Why are
'Cause
you
those are two-
choosing?
yeah, go ahead.
Why are you choosing one can over the other? The question you're proposing is a game of chance, because if they're exactly the same, then the outcome means no difference.
Right.
But there's a different outcome if they're different brands of soda.
Right, but for the different brand of one, it would be literally marketing. branding, what has been shown and shoved in my face constantly, that next thing I know, it's so subconscious. I'm just like, boom.
So is free will completely stripped from that decision?
I think
it's not stripped. It's influenced by the nature and nurturing that the marketing has done on him.
Those two are so ingrained at this point that they're like, those two are synonymous. Those two go hand in hand together now.
Yeah.
Because you can't pull those apart. My free will is still dictated by all these influences. So my freedom is still slightly
it's
manipulated by all these other ideas of what I thought.
But free will still exists.
To a certain
boy.
extent, I suppose.
I think we have our ideologies have a marriage, is how we ended this debate 2 years ago when we talked about it.
So Sharmarke, what we're kind of getting at here, and why I'm so smug over here, is we had about a 6-hour debate involving 5 other people about if free will exists or if it doesn't, and essentially what it came down to was a gray area that we're both on the same spectrum, just at different points. Right. Is that the fairest, most succinct way to put it?
Different sides of the spectrum.
We're on probably we're looking at the spectrum, but from different perspectives. I think our ideologies meet in the middle.
It's like that. It's like that thing we see one guy's looking at the 6 and the 9. He sees a 6, another guy sees a 9, but they're the exact same thing.
No, but that's different because somebody wrote down a number. There's an 8 next to it, or there's a 7 next to it. That's how you can. Somebody's wrong in that situation.
No, but
somebody, no. In that situation, somebody's actually wrong.
What about if you close your eyes? You just write it.
Yeah, what if it's just a clear...
You'll still create it.
Look, okay.
I see. Go ahead.
That's different. Just like the 2 Diet Coke in the same fridge is different. Look, all we're saying here is free will is a fucking lie, and humans are decided by the computeristic neurons flashing in our brains, creating chemical reactions that decide our decisions based on nature and nurture, that we can make all of our decisions based on something that we've already seen in previous decisions or stories that we've heard before.
Yeah.
Not... anything that we can just choose, hey, I think I'm going to walk to the park today. No, you choose you can walk to the park today because you have past experiences that say you can walk to the park today because that's something that you want to do, so there's no reason for you not to. And that's the facts.
I just say we are what we are and we do what we fucking do.
Thank you, Popeye.
But we are separated from animals because we don't fully rely on instinct.
We have
sure, that's fair.
And
that's
that
fair.
too. We don't fully, like animals lack free will a lot of the time because they... animalistically, they're instinctive.
They're instinctual.
I would argue that. I would say
I'm right there with you too.
I would say we are very similar to animals. Still, the only difference is we were able to evolve to the point where our basic needs have been taken care of. If animals lived in houses and they had fucking food, water, and shelter provided to them, they don't have to then worry about those other factors. Where they can just transcend into the next phase. What's up?
A lot of animals do have food, shelter, and water, and they haven't transcended into the next level.
To a certain extent, but they also have to worry about like natural predators. Because we're in a situation where I don't have to walk outside and worry about, am I going to get attacked by a tiger or a fucking...
Not in California.
Touche. Nah, if I was maybe,
Singapore.
Don't let what he's saying take you away from your train of thought.
But my point being, I think the fact that we have all of our basic necessities constantly given to us without a fear of death constantly looming over our heads, as palpable as how it was back in the day, where it's like hunter and gatherers, where we're like, oh yeah, if I go outside, there's a real life chance that a fucking, I don't know, a rhino is going to impale me because that's just the shit. If I go outside right now, I'm like, my food is in the kitchen. I can go to and from. There's safety. I have this established system where everything is safe. So I have room to grow in other areas as opposed to the areas that are going to keep me alive. If tigers were like, hey, I don't have to hunt anymore because my food's right here. I don't think their claws would be as poignant or as powerful as they would be right now.
Take a look at the tigers in a zoo.
Are their claws starting to go away?
They're not as strong as they would be, and in fact, they can't even go back to the wild because they're so
because
broken by the
they've been used to living in captivity.
So you're saying that's what connects us with animals. Similarly, since we have.
I'm sorry. This is the best all over the place episode we've ever done. We're talking about animals now. We're talking about free will, religion. Earlier, I had like a dad session. Like we're really getting into it.
Steven through, because we're all the same. I hate when people make this description like, oh, well, we're better than animals. We're not, because literally a couple 100 years ago, we were shitting where we slept also. or not even a couple millions of years ago, we were shitting when we slept, all that other stuff. We were idiots. We were absolute idiots. And we evolved because Neanderthals and this and the third, and we grew thumbs and we learned to figure things out.
Yeah.
Because we started to take care of our more basic needs where we don't have to worry about constantly, you know,
But didn't that make
X, Y, and Z.
Since we were the species, Homo sapiens sapiens, were the species that did thrive from our ancestors more so than like canines and felines and like whatever the fuck is under the sea. And we were complex enough to evolve to build a society, to think, to have mics in front of our faces and question and contemplate our own existence. Doesn't that separate us and make us better than those other animals?
I don't think so.
We're still animals.
I'll tell you what made us different. We ate mushrooms and we realized how to make fire, and that sent us on a whole different path than any other animal ever.
Tools.
We utilize tools.
Monkeys use tools too.
Yeah. But, you know, they're still a little bit behind.
I've seen a movie where they take over. Yeah, I've seen a
monkeys.
movie where they can take over very easily, actually.
James Franco.
It's not that hard.
Not that hard at all, bro.
Mark Wahlberg.
Right? No, I never trusted those guys.
I wouldn't trust Mark Wahlberg. No, but I think there is a really interesting correlation to the fact that as soon as humans no longer had to worry about safety, as soon as we got into a comfortable place where we're not even apex predators, but where we've just been able to like figure out how to live,
Where you're not going to get killed off.
we immediately became the top of any food chain without even having to try.
Because now you have the luxury to put your resources and your energy and your time into other facets. Now I can focus on, okay, let's think about like, you know, thermodynamics or some shit. I can put my energy into other things other than, hey, I just have to worry about not dying today.
For sure.
Yeah.
Literally, a dolphin wakes up and he's like, I hope a fucking orchid doesn't eat me today. As they're swimming along. An orchid, I bet you a dolphin can be like, who am I? And then you eat my fucking...
Because
you know,
he has other
orchid.
things to worry
He has
about.
other things to worry about, right? I don't have the luxury, right? It's kind of like a kid who's like, if I was raised in the ghetto, I don't have the time to worry about, you know, schooling, stocks, X, Y, and Z, boom, boom, boom. If all I have to think about is hope I don't get shot today.
Yeah. Suddenly, the disagreement in Hamburg over the UN trial of Saudi Arabia means nothing to them anymore.
It means nothing to you.
Yes,
it means nothing because my world is this.
Yes.
So I don't have the luxury of seeing it from this perspective. I
Yeah.
don't have my necessities given to me.
Yeah.
Right? Once your necessities are taken care of, you can afford to do whatever the fuck you want after that because you're like, oh, this is all already good. It's already set up. It's already solid. You know, I bet you if we give dolphins 1,000,000 years and they're like, we're gonna give you food, shelter, no predation, you get all the food, you get everything. I bet you there's gonna be a fucking dolphins walk around suits and ties like, hey honey, did you see the Mark Zuckerberg case today? I don't know, fuck.
If they had the luxury to evolve
they
that
have
much.
the luxury now because they don't have to put all their focus on, you know, trying to potentially swim faster.
But isn't it what makes animals better than other animals just survival of the fittest? And technically we won that race because since...
We cheated to win that race, though, because we're not actually the fittest.
Yeah,
But in the animal kingdom, like, you got to do what you got to do to eat. And we're eating.
We cheated.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that
we're
I'm
lucky.
Not, you're right.
We're lucky.
Yeah.
Amazingly lucky creatures.
Because if we were stripped down to our basis, nothing, just as much as what a lion had,
fam,
we'd be fucked.
fam,
If we were just as naked as them,
cold,
Yeah.
it's a wrap.
Yeah,
It's a wrap.
you're right. You're right.
I'm just embarrassed that this lion has seen my penis now.
Dog, right? I'm just a fleshy thing in this line. Look at this piece of shit. I'm gonna fuck him up.
I didn't realize you were a lady. I thought this was going to be a guy lion thing. So I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
Anyways, my name's Alex. What's your name?
I mean, but I for sure would die in the wilderness.
We all
would.
Every
single human
We
would.
are,
I don't care.
yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I don't
We
care
all
how-
know.
I don't care how bulky, how cool you are, sir.
We are
Take off that
concrete
coat.
jungle men.
You're right. Take off that coat. Take off your Swiss Army knife. Walk around
Yes.
as a naked guy with a beard. You're done in a day. When pneumonia hits you in the face,
I have a show for you, sir. It's called Naked and Afraid.
Yeah.
I love that show. I love watching people do exactly what the fuck they're supposed to do in any normal circumstances.
And
Freak
then they
out.
still lose.
And they freak, bruh.
Or what's the other show?
Alone?
I shouldn't have survived.
Alone.
Alone's really good too, but they get to wear clothes on Alone. That's a little different.
But it's also in like negative 50 degrees Celsius
Oh,
weather.
I'm not taking any credit away from them. But
And it shows you exactly how much that shit sucks. When you guys, you have people like, when they're in the fucking wilderness, not the wilderness, the
Yes.
fucking like Amazons.
Yeah.
I'm
the
like,
Arctic
that is
Circle?
the Arctic. Here's me. I feel like the Arctic I would rather take because the Amazons, it's hot or it's rainy and there's fucking bugs everywhere, dude. Every fucking where.
Kill
You're
me.
sleeping and there's something.
Kill me before I get 50 bug bites, dude.
I'm like, dog, something. I be in my head creeping out like something's gonna crawl my penis hole right now. I know it is. I know
you get
something's gonna-
one mosquito bite like on your eyebrow, and you're just like, "Fuck it, kill me, just kill me, please,
Oh, God.
kill me."
Someone find me a leopard right now.
I
Kill me.
hate
The camera cuts to
bug
black,
bites.
and it's just like Christian Baltazar didn't make it 5 minutes.
bashed his own skull in with a rock.
He didn't actually need to kill himself either. The producers had cortisone.
We were right here looking at him. He just went into the wilderness.
If you want to see the video, it's on XTube.
Yeah.
I just have a thing against bug bites because when I was going to college in Davis, I at my apartment I had like a flea infestation, and like you won't get affected by flea bites unless like you have an allergic reaction to their bites.
You had allergic reaction.
So yes, my cousin, my roommate at the time, she was getting bit all over the place because we shared the same common space, and she wasn't getting anything. She was not itching up a storm. But at one point, I literally counted over 100 flea bites on my own body, to the point where I didn't want to sleep in my bed or anything that was carpet. So during finals week, I slept in the kitchen over the kitchen table, took a pillow, put it over the kitchen table because it's tile in the kitchen and the fleas don't go to tile. They stay in your carpet and in cloth. And that's why if I was on a survival show and if I were to get bit by bugs, kill me now.
I just have like flashbacks to sleeping on the kitchen counter.
My man's just on the hardest rock. He's like, home.
Christian, happy now.
Happy. You snuggled up under a boulder. No, good.
Too
good.
Soft. Harder.
Harder.
Yeah, you're also now a caveman.
I'm stupid.
I was like, he regressed somehow. Okay.
Yes.
Christian, survive. Christian, no need grammar. Christian, no need syntax.
Stupid.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Yeah.
I feel bad, honestly, not to shift gears too hard here, but I do feel bad for the first Neanderthal who was like, can I cover my dick and balls or is this not allowed? And everybody just been like, got a load of Fred over there covering his dick and balls.
That's actually a good question. Like, when in society did it become like a norm to just like,
I think it wasn't a society thing. I think it was when you realize your junk was hanging out and shit could hit it.
I think, yeah, and I think every generation has people born too soon. So imagine in the like Neanderthal era, there was somebody born from 2021, and they're just like, I need internet and shit, and they just died immediately because they couldn't survive. But there's probably also a guy who was just like 1 million years ahead of them, who was like, we should be covering our dick and balls, guys. We should for sure be covering our dick and balls.
Dick and balls.
And our lady dick and balls.
I've never heard it said like that. My dick and balls.
It sounds like a product, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Dick and balls.
Dick and balls.
Get your dick and balls here, boys.
I have a question. So obviously all of us here,
to ask.
we like boobs.
That's what's up.
And
we do.
My question for you is,
Here.
do we like boobs because society made it this forbidden thing that we like and we entice it sexually now? Or do you think naturally, if we were to just be born in the world and we saw a pair of boobs without TV or media telling us that we like boobs, would you still like boobs?
I think yeah.
Yeah?
Because you're attracted to the opposite sex. And then once your hormones get aroused, you're gonna be like, oh, something about this is.
But specifically
doing it for
that
me.
body part.
I mean, maybe
think
somebody
so?
can be like, oh yeah, something about this is doing it for me. Some
Yeah.
people might be like, oh, well, something else is doing it for me. But you're gonna be attracted in general because once you hit puberty and you're like, oh, I'm attracted to the opposite sex. Whatever it is about them is gonna automatically be like, oh yeah, that's doing it for me. Now, did society kind of like help us say, oh yeah, you should look like this and this and the third? Yeah, absolutely. But like when I was a kid, I wasn't watching TV, even seeing that shit. But I just knew when puberty hit, I was like, oh yeah,
I like boobs.
Tits are awesome.
But like there was nothing that you like conversations you had with friends in elementary school that made you like,
probably.
oh, I like
So
they
boys,
like boobies.
So boys, do we like boobies?
Right.
What do we think about boobies?
What's the consensus? I don't know. You're kicked out of the group. Get out of
You're
here.
kicked out. No.
The Bible said so.
Get out of here.
No.
I don't even want to say anything.
I would say, whoa.
Who jerk up?
I heard that. I mean, this is something I believed for a hot second was that we like boobs because like cleavage reminds us of like butt.
No, I think we like boobs because we were all breastfed initially, or our baby instinct is to be breastfed.
That's something what I think too.
Yeah.
I think that definitely helps.
And I think our society has also, like, especially in America, has fetishized breasts specifically.
That's what I'm saying.
But humans are one of the only animals who have breasts even when they're not pregnant. It's a secondary sexual gland, and I know the feminists aren't going to want to hear this because breasts are not related to sex, but they actually kind of are. That's why, like, gorillas don't have tits all throughout the year. That's why, like, cows aren't generally full of milk all the time unless we fill them with hormones and shit like that. But humans have tits their entire life as soon as they hit puberty because it is a secondary sex gland, because it makes the men go va 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 voom, and it keeps the babies alive. I'm also not a scientist, so take that with a grain of salt.
I was gonna be like, wow, I wanted to believe everything you said.
It's all all reasonable. It's all, I mean, none of it is outlandish.
But I agree. I mean, like, it's easy to like intertwine. It comes back to survival of the fittest, right? If breasts, they give life because they nurture our young that are our future, and we want to know as like a viable mate that like, okay, like you can take care of our young that could spread our seed further and further and further. And so
seed.
I mean, you can argue would breasts be that big of a deal? Because I mean, you can still, if you can lactate, that's the thing. Is it the size of the breast what determines how much you can produce milk?
No, I'm pretty sure.
Potentially.
I don't know. I don't know what it is about size.
We're not women.
No
Touché.
clue.
Right.
I mean, all boobs are beautiful.
Right.
Is something we've said here on this
All boobs
podcast.
All boobs
Depends.
matter.
Yes.
All
boobs matter.
matter.
Because I was gonna say like back to like when larger. That sounds wild out of pocket, but here's the fact. Like back in the day,
We have context.
Yeah, back in the day, like it was looked at more favorably to like nuzzle up under a larger or heavier set woman during like the colder seasons because you knew they were going to keep you warm or they were going to give you food because they were heavier set. So I would assume if you're going to look at a mate and be like, oh yeah, this person can birth my children, because they used to say stuff like birthing hips or like the size and the stature. They're like, oh yeah, you look like you can pop out kids because you look fit and healthy. I'd assume all those factors would come into play. Like you look like a fit stallion to pop out some babies.
No, let him sit.
You'll pop my baby.
Pop my baby. Yeah.
Will you pop my baby?
Will you pop my baby?
I'm 13.
Jesus.
But it's the same thing with like facial symmetry too, or just being like attractive facially. I think there is some sort of scientific historical context to that, because we look for attractive mates, because if you're attractive, that's a larger chance that my child will be attractive, giving them a higher chance to find a mate more easily, so on and so forth.
But the irony of that is it's not even based off of your immediate mom and dad. It's your lineage.
Yeah.
So if you had ugly ass family members before that and you just happen to be the diamond in the rough, your 1% is so diluted.
Yeah.
It's really everyone else behind you. So your kid can come out looking like fucking a goblin and you look like Brad Pitt and you're like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, but if those attractive genes were so strong, then it's almost guaranteed that you're going to pop out of an attractive person.
You better have those super big B's then.
Yeah.
Those B's better be underlined, italics, bold. Hey man. Big B, little B. You know
You're talking about recessive and dominant genes?
Man,
I thought when he said super big B's, I thought you were talking about boobs, man.
That's like what's happening right now. No, yeah, bro. You better have those. Sorry, I nerded out for a second.
I work in sales. I don't know what any of these scientific terms mean.
These nerd talks right now,
I'm
bro.
a salesman, not a math man.
I'll show you a picture of big B's later, man.
Oh, I've seen big B's. Don't worry.
You sound like a gang member.
I think this is, to bring it back,
Yeah.
this is where we are separated
I didn't know where we
animalistically.
went. I had no idea where we went.
We went to big B's, dude.
Big B's.
What separates us animalistically is that we can develop personality, where it's not just this surface level exterior trait that can attract. We're not just like peacocks where you have like beautiful big feathers. Like that's a necessity to find a mate in the peacock world.
Right.
No, we could be an ugly duckling. We could, you could look like DJ Khaled and have like a bomb ass personality and still get like a.
But an ugly duckling isn't gonna get a peacock.
These are
No matter how hard an ugly duckling tries, they ain't getting a peacock.
Unless that ugly duckling has a lot of money.
Oh, it's possible. Dude.
Yeah, that's
It's
right.
possible.
And that duckling better get some
Catherine
money.
Zeta-Jones with Michael Douglas. Man.
Michael Douglas is an incredibly well-renowned actor with a lot of.
Hey,
That's what I'm saying. It goes
Biggie
beyond his
Smalls,
looks.
Biggie Smalls and Faith Evans.
Look at
He
that.
was never married to her. His wife's that was not his wife's name.
Who was he? But he messed with what's her name?
He did. Oh, that's right. He was married to Faith, and he fucked
Faith
with Lil'
and
Kim.
Lil' Kim, and
Lil' Kim.
arguably, we can say they looked substantially better, significantly. So I'm like, hey man, I don't know
If the shoe fits.
if the shoe goddamn fits.
Yeah.
He's got a shoehorn the size of Mississippi. He's just slide that thing in there, man. Slide that thing in there. It's a dad joke right there. Let me live my life, bro.
Dude. No, you could pull off dad jokes. Don't act like you never do dad jokes.
I wasn't. First of all, I don't do dad jokes. I do very funny classic jokes, and I wasn't judging him at all. I was
They're
impressed.
dad jokes that a dad would tell at a bar after everyone's left and is trying to leave. All right, did you hear the one about the upside down stool and the 3 men? Let me tell you about the upside down stool and the 3 men.
I don't know if you're an Italian man or an old Filipino guy.
He's pretending to be me. I think.
Not my first time. That's my impersonation of him.
I think that's me.
All
I think.
right.
I turned deaf. Hold on.
You sound like a drunk soprano,
Yeah,
bro.
what is happening here?
So okay, let me tell you.
I turn Italian now.
Italian, bro.
I'm not good at accents or impersonations. So
But you're going to improv. So
yes,
that's you.
that's I try.
you.
I
That's
try.
you. That is you.
The improv with improv, you don't have to be good at impressions.
Yeah.
You just kind of like do it and commit. Speaking of which, do we want to do an improv scene?
To do an improv scene.
All right, yeah. Are you gonna join in? You killed it last time, man.
Yeah, bro. All right.
Come on, ad-libbing is part of the acting world, so might as well just like
Sure.
live it up right here.
All right. Let us partake.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You look silly.
boys and girls.
You look so weird.
Yeah, but it looks good. Shut up. It sounds good. We have for you the 8th wonder of the world, improv by Highly Irrelevant.
I don't know him. I don't know this guy. I'm kidding.
You know me. Okay, Billy.
Yeah.
Will you get in line with the rest of the kids for the field trip? We're about to get on the bus.
Okay. Hey.
All right, I'm just going to take roll here. Sally, are you here? Okay, no Sally.
Sally's absent.
Samantha, are you here?
Here.
All right, Jared, are you here?
We're both
Jared
Jared.
Jared A.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah, that's me. Sorry about that.
And Jared Z.
That's me.
All right, we're looking for Daniel.
Man, that's me.
All right, cool, Daniel. Would you mind taking the
cool.
sunglasses off in class, please?
It's bright in here.
It's not actually. And then we have Catherine. Catherine, are you here?
It's Zeta Jones.
Yes, I know who your mother is. Don't worry. And then we have Seymour Butts. All right, guys, come on. Who wrote this? Who wrote Seymour Butts?
It's pronounced Seymour Butts.
Holy shit, you're the new kid? Oh, fuck. Okay, Seymour Butts is here. And then last but not least, we have Buckminster Fuller, Open Up Wide.
It's pronounced Buckminster Fuller, Open Up Wide.
Here is all you need to say in that case. All you need to do then is just raise your hand and say here.
No, I just wanted to confirm for the rest of the class.
We
It
all
is
got-
pronounced.
Mr. Buckminster, we got it. So boys and girls, as we all know, we are on our way to the
Jelly Bean Factory.
Jelly Bean Factory.
Ooh.
Yes.
And they have been working very hard to accept John Hancock Middle School as their special guests. They have just finished the Jelly Belly statue outside, boys and girls. So just remember, it's made out of cement, not out of candy.
Okay.
I already did it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know you did, Daniel. That's why I'm saying it.
Yeah, Daniel.
Samantha, get that out of your house. Please get that out of your mouth. Now, if we could all buckle up, please. Oh my God, it's happening. It's happening right now. One of the children is dying.
You told me to spit the Lego out of my mouth.
And aren't you happy you did?
Thanks.
I'll take it now.
No.
Jared A.
Jared A, no.
I was
No,
the brightest
Jared
in my
A.
family.
I'm gonna do the.
Oh God. Oh.
I'ma
Everybody shut the fuck up.
I got it. I'm gonna do the hymen on him.
No, Jared B, no. Jared B, sit down. Sit the fuck down.
You're choking me.
Oh, God.
You gotta go lower, not in my neck.
Put your pants back on, please.
That's just a chokehold.
My dad taught me how to do the hymen.
I think that was your uncle.
All right, cut to the Jelly Belly Factory.
We only 4 kids have survived the trip.
Great odds.
Jared A, Jared B,
Great odds from last year.
Catherine Zeta-Jones Jr., and the teacher, of course. The teacher made it.
Cut to the back where Jared B is trying to hit on Catherine Zeta-Jones Jr.
That's what's up.
Hey, Kathy.
Hi.
I saw your mom. She was really talented in The Terminal with Tom Hanks.
Thanks. Tom Hanks was pretty cool, but he's kind of weird.
Yeah, I know, but it's fine. I wanted to talk more about you.
Yeah, what's up?
I found this for you.
What is it?
It's a lot.
Hello, who's in this closet? Hello,
Come in. Thank you for coming. I was so nervous.
Jared B,
He's so weird.
Catherine. What are you guys doing in here?
It's Miss Zeta. You know I like when people call me Miss Zeta.
CZJ. CZJJR?
That's cool.
CZJJR, what's going on in here?
I was just about.
I'm asking CZJJR.
I'd rather not talk about it. Can we talk about it outside?
Please leave the closet. I'll get in here now. Okay. Jared B, what was going on in here?
I was gonna give her
Give her
favorite
what?
flavor of jelly bean.
Hey, it's just me, CCR. I'm just watching through the door. I'm
thought
really
you-
into
Here, why don't
voyeurism.
you come back in? Come back in
I'm
for a
really
second here.
into voyeurism. Don't mind
Let's
me.
square this all out. Come back in this dark closet.
Okay.
Here's the thing, guys.
Quick, real quick. Cut back to the Jelly Belly factory when they notice half of the class is gone and the teacher.
So only Jared A is on the tour now? Hey, kid, wasn't there like 2 other kids and a teacher with you?
I think they all choked on the Lego. I don't know what's happening anymore.
Choked on the Lego. Is this code for something? Do you need to talk to a counselor, maybe a doctor or something?
I just want to go home.
I just want to go home. Someone call the police.
Cut to the outside of the Jelly Belly factory. You see 5 children still choking on Legos.
Why is no one come to help us?
The cops pull up and all draw their guns. Bang, 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 bang.
Good thing they missed everyone.
Then the kids pull out guns.
Stop. There's a firefight going on outside. Cut back to the closet because that's the most normal scene that we could cut to right now because of you.
You're right, the one with the teacher and the 2 kids in a closet. That's the normal
Captain
scene.
Zeta's like, hey, I hear pop noises outside. What's going on?
It's probably just a candy machine. Here, guys, listen up. Eat his candy, and I'll watch. I don't know what's happening.
You're the one making this. It was supposed to be a cute scene between Catherine Zeta.
You know what?
and
Let me get
all
out.
over
Let me
my
get
face.
out of the closet. Let you guys finish what you're doing. The teacher steps out of the closet, and instantly a bullet enters one side of his head and out the other. But the kids don't see. They're still in the closet. They have no idea. But the teacher's now out of the scene. So back to the kids in the closet.
Okay,
There's chocolate all over my face.
Kathy. There's what?
Chocolate all over my face.
Chocolate? Did you say chocolate?
Yeah.
It's a Jelly Belly factory, Kathy.
Or is it?
Where did you get the chocolate? Where did you get? I'm sorry. Is me trying to like? I'm gonna be real. I like you, even if you have chocolate on your face.
It's homemade chocolate.
Homemade.
Come give me a kiss, big guy.
Wow, this is switched up real quick. Scene. Did you say chocolate? Or did you say ejaculate?
I said chocolate.
He said chocolate. I didn't say ejaculate. He didn't get that from me at all. We were eating jelly beans in there. He pulled that out of himself.
All right, let's break down what just happened real quick.
I think 5 kids are dead in a police firefight.
You realize all of the dead kids and dead teacher are because of you? And the voyeurism is also because of...
that's the
that's because of you.
voyeurism.
You like the voyeurism.
Yeah, I'm just perverse. That's all.
Hey, it
I
was fine for the kid to be like voyeuristic.
Oh, was it fine for the kid to be
but not
voyeuristic?
the teacher to be voyeuristic.
The teacher wasn't. He was trying to stop it from happening. I think that's maybe the most white hat I've ever played.
That's improv, baby.
That's showbiz. Yeah. Oh, my throat hurts. I need water.
SHARMAARKE,
SHARMAARKE,
thank you for joining us
thank you for
again,
joining
man.
us again, man.
What's up?
It was a good...
It was a good...
It was a good deep talk.
Good talk. Fuck!
I hate
you right now.
You realize this?
You realize this?
You're a child.
You're a child.
You're an absolute child.
Absolute child.
I have to edit this, and I'm gonna look at this heated. I'm gonna look at this so mad later. The fact that I'm gonna see this.
But it was kind of good, bro. It was
What?
so
No.
on point. It was so on point. I can see the anger in your eyes.
I'm upset. I'm upset. I'm trying to give SHARMAARKE a proper send off.
Am I not allowed to send him off?
Not in my own voice at the same time as me in the same words.
Okay, well, then let me go first.
Go talk, big boy.
No, after you.
SHARMAARKE, thank you very much for joining us again. I'm very happy that we were able to get you on the podcast before you left for LA. Fuck you! Before you left for LA. When you come back, you'll have to come back and do another podcast with us, man.
And based on your track record, by the time you come back, you'll be an Oscar winner.
I probably will.
You'll probably have a Tony Award, probably nomination at least.
I'll bring
Yeah.
Denzel right here with me. We'll have a
Honestly, if you
conversation.
we'll interview you both at the same time.
Please.
I'd love to ask him about Training Day.
You're talking about a
years
30-year-old
later.
film. Tell me about this film that you made 30 years ago. Oh, you don't want to know about the movie I'm making right now?
You deserved an Oscar for that,
Yeah, you
Mr. Washington.
I'll never let it go.
He did.
I know, that's the fucking joke, dude. All right.
Wow. Well, Christian's going to kill me tonight, guys, apparently. I think I've pushed him over the edge.
And I'll push you over the ledge.
I love you, Mom.
Okay, Sharmarke, like we do every podcast with a guest, I want you to look into the barrel of your camera and leave the baddies with something that they could take home.
Damn, girl. Damn.
Shit, girl.
Shit, girl.
Damn, girl. Man, you
Asmere dreams, girl.
shit.
Damn, girl.
Motherfucking mama.
Oh, but when you do it, it's okay. When I repeat what you're saying,
No, because I'm supporting him. I'm not doing it at the same time.
That's all I got, man.
Hi, my name is Christian, and this is Sharmarke, and this is a scene of how we would hit on women on the street.
if we were Siamese twins.
Shit, girl.
Yeah, girl.
Damn, man, what that thing do? Damn, shit.
Excuse me, ma'am. Is this man bothering you? Do you need some help?
Hey, girl, it ain't bothered if you want it. Yeah.
Okay, why don't you just head into that taxi? I'll take care
you
of
could
this.
land a helicopter. on
Gentlemen,
that
you need to
thing.
realize that's not how you pick up women. But that is how you pick up me.
I ain't trying to pick up nothing. Just put it down. You know
Yeah, all right, let's get going. I got a closet. Sharmarke, did you want to give them advice? You just
No, that's good. That's good.
That's good.
That's good.
I've been Alejandro.
And I've been Christian. Sharmarke, where could they find you?
Same place they found me the first time.
Gotcha.
Okay, very distinct.
We'll put all of the
Boom,
links
boom,
up
boom.
where you could follow him on socials on the description below. Be sure to watch Pick a Side,
Hey!
Shamarke's feature film.
Wow! I completely forgot to talk about that. Yeah, pick a side. Watch it.
Pick a Side. And where can they watch it? It should be out now for streaming, right?
When it streams,
VOD.
When it streams.
I'll let them know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
Attaboy.
Take it easy. Shamarke, thank you so much. Take it easy, y'all. Bye, baddies.
Goodbye.
Oh, it can't be that bad. Oh, it can't be that bad. Oh, it can't be that bad. Oh, it can't be that bad.
Baddies, thank you for listening. We are brought to you by companies like M3 is 3D. And if you want to get more information about them, click their link in the description below. If you want to learn a little bit more about us, see some old episodes, buy some merch, check it out on ICBTB.com. Of course, you can always get in contact with us there and on our socials at ICBTB Podcast. And that's good stuff. Thank you.